Hey guys, it's Blake, and today we're going to figure out what lift kit is best for you. So when it comes to lift kits, there's basically three different versions. The first one, simplest one and cheapest one, and this is the one that 90% of people end up getting, is just this puck that goes above your shock, your coilover system, and go ahead and it will add an inch, inch and a half, 2 inches to 2.5 inches. It's basically a steel or aluminum puck that will go over your strut and give you that distance that you need. This is most commonly referred to as a leveling kit. This does not give you great ride quality because it doesn't change your upper control arm. I'll show what an upper control arm is right here. So it screws up kind of your geometry and really overworks that upper control arm. So it's not a big recommendation, especially if you're going to be off-roading. I don't recommend it at all whatsoever. Although if your truck is a pavement princess, then you'll probably be just fine with this one and won't really see any problems with it. Moving on to the second type of lift you can get. Now, this is a kind of what I refer to as a full frame lift, especially when you're talking about the 2022 F-150. You have to cut and weld and stitch together, and there's no going back when you get this one. If you get this type of lift, it's typically for a 4 to 6 to even higher inch lift. There's no going back. You have to commit to this type of lift. That is why it's not my favorite type of lift. Also, 6 inches, being that high off the ground isn't good for off-roading. It's going to be hard to turn corners fast off-road, especially on uneven ground. It's just not good. But it's going to keep your steering geometry. That is why you're cutting everything. So it's going to keep a relatively smooth drive. And then on top of that, it's going to give you that height you want to maybe fit those ridiculously big tires. Maybe you like the look of like stance trucks like this one, and that's the look you're trying to achieve. Overall, not my favorite type of lift, but if you're just looking for that height and again are a pavement princess, this is for you. Now this one, in my opinion, is the best type of lift you should get, and really if you care about ride quality and just overall quality in general, this is what you should shoot for. So this is a suspension lift. I call it that. I don't know the technical name for these. I'm not a professional. I'm just a guy who knows a little bit about a little bit of something, So this is what I'm calling a suspension lift. A suspension lift is focusing on your coilovers, stretching them out more, giving you more rebound and compression with a bigger mono tube to move that, move those gases and oils around inside of your strut. Anyway, you can stretch that coil out. If you stretch out that coil and put a bigger one underneath, it's going to give you that ride height you're looking for. And then with a bigger strut inside, and possibly, you could do something like this, which something like this is really good for off-roading because it gives you that extra reservoir, and some of them are even adjustable like this one is. Other than that, this will include anywhere between 1 to 3.5 inches of lift on your vehicle. This is the best type of lift if you want to go off-roading. It's going to give you whatever clearance you can really fit besides cutting the vehicle to get as big as tire as possible, and it's not going to screw up your center of gravity, so when you're driving off-road, you're not going to feel like you're going to roll because you're so high up. I've seen people ghetto rig these where they'll do a suspension lift and throw a puck in. If you want to do that, go ahead, that's all you. Me personally, my truck will receive a suspension lift because it will be doing some heavy off-roading and I need to be able to withstand everything I throw at it. Personally, my favorite brand for shocks is going to be Fox. Fox is my favorite type. It's the most comfy on road and it's the most aggressive off road. You really can't ask for a better combination than that, so that is why that one's my favorite. Bilstein is really making it come up right now. Being in SoCal, I had King suspension on my Ranger. I really like those 2.5. It all just comes down to your preference. You really can't go too wrong with any company. So when you're looking to lift your 2022 F-150, just make sure you do the research for these companies and make sure that there hasn't been any major issues, or make sure they have good customer service, and if you have any problems, you won't have an issue reaching out to them and then fixing whatever problem. So that's kind of a big one, especially if you're going to be aggressively off-roading. Sometimes things can break prematurely. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you got anything out of this video, please like. And if you like the information I'm giving out, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Check out some of my other videos and stay tuned for the future. I'll see you next time. Peace.